What if I told you you are replaceable? Not a very nice word, is it? How would you feel? Would you feel cheap? Disposable? Unvalued? Unappreciated? Would you simply feel angry that I called you such a terrible thing? Hold that thought for a moment. Now, how many of you have felt trapped in a job? Not that you didn't want to work for that company, but that there was nowhere for you to go within it. No positions were opening above you. Have you worked for a boss that you believe didn't take any interest in your development? The kind of manager that just doesn't care about your career advancement, just wanted to keep you meeting your metrics month after month, quarter after quarter. Did you like working for that company? For that boss? Did you quit your job because of it? Are you that boss? What if I told you there is a solution to that problem, but it involves how you feel about that word I called you a few moments ago? The solution is identifying and training your replacement. There's that word again, replace. We don't want to be replaced. We want to feel secure in our jobs, our positions. We want to make ourselves irreplaceable. I'm the only one that understands this system. I'm the only one that knows this program. I've built a relationship with our customers. I've developed a relationship with the vendors. We build ourselves a fortress to defend the safety and security of our position, our livelihood, our ability to provide for our families. But what happens when you want to take that extended vacation? What happens when you go on leave for the birth of your child? What happens when that promotion opportunity finally comes available and you have the chance to move up in the company? I'm sorry, John, we just can't lose you. You're the only one that knows the system. You're simply irreplaceable. Uh-oh. You didn't build yourself a fortress. You built yourself a dungeon, and you locked yourself inside. But what about your employees? They don't see a dungeon. They still see that fortress. They see a boss who doesn't care about their aspirations, their development, their careers. A recent Gallup poll found that 75% of people who voluntarily quit their jobs did so because of their boss, not because of their position itself. And who could blame them? Your most talented employees, the future of your company, don't want to be forgotten and overlooked. They want opportunity. And if you're not going to provide it, then they're going to go look somewhere else for it, whether that's in another department or worse, with another company. That's right, you're pushing your best people to the competition. So how do we fix it? Again, it's back to that dirty word, replaceable. You need to identify and train your replacement, not just for your own benefit, but for the benefit of your employees. See, a boss who is training their replacement isn't just a boss or a manager. They're a leader, a mentor. They're the person that the best talent wants to work for because they see someone who cares about their development, their future with the company. And if the best talent wants to work for you, how do you think that makes you look to your boss? But that fear, replacement, how do we account for that? By realizing that just because you're training your replacement doesn't mean that they're going to replace you overnight. Depending on the intricacies of your job, it could take months, perhaps even years before your replacement is ready to take over. And it's no guarantee that it will be you that they replace. What happens when your peer decides to retire or their spouse gets that big opportunity in another city? If there is no one there internally to replace them, you get to take on their accounts, their workload, while the company posts advertisements for their position and looks outside for a hire. And any of you that have done recruiting know how long that can take. But if you've been training your replacement, then there's a person is ready to step up into that role and fill it much sooner. And what's even better, you know that they understand what is required of the role and how to properly handle the job because you trained them. But if your replacement fills that role, then who is going to take over for you? Wait, you didn't think that I meant you should only be training one replacement at a time, did you? How many people here have more than one solid employee, one really talented person working for them? I know I do. So why make them wait for in line for your knowledge, your training, your mentorship? It is possible to train more than one person to be your replacement at a time if you identify that you have that level of talent working for you. Now you, your department, your company have options when a new position opens up. More importantly, your employees have a mentor, a leader that is developing them and providing them options. And by training more than one replacement at a time, you make it clear to your people that you're not picking favorites. Anyone that shows potential, that demonstrates the aptitude for greater responsibility, can be developed for higher promotion. That's quite an incentive for greater performance now, isn't it? So how do you feel now about being replaceable? Still not convinced? Well, what does a promotion really entail? What is the company saying by selecting you for a higher position or pay grade? Aren't promotions really about potential more than performance? Sure, you have to perform to demonstrate your potential. But the higher you climb, the less your job depends on your technical knowledge or skill with a specific system or program, the areas where you've been performing. Instead, a higher position is going to be based more and more on how you work and relate with people. Your span of control is going to grow as your position will be responsible for a larger and larger footprint of employees. What better way to demonstrate your potential for working with and relating to people than having the best people want to work for you? And developing those people into the future leaders of the company and chasing them away to the competition. I guarantee you, the more employees that you develop, the more of your people that are promoted into areas of greater responsibility, the more you are going to be noticed and valued by your bosses. In fact, demonstrating that ability may convince one of them to take you under their wing and be your mentor. They may decide to start training you to be their replacement. Performance and potential, the two key pieces of success and advancement. Identifying and nurturing them in your employees will ensure that these same qualities are seen in you. Being replaceable, it's not a threat, it's a challenge. It's a challenge to know your people, identify their talent, and develop it for the benefit of those employees, your company, and yourself. It's the action by which we demonstrate to our managers that we have the potential to advance ourselves and assume greater responsibility. So I challenge all of you, embrace being replaceable. Because if you're not replaceable, you're not promotable, and neither are your people. Thank you.